This is Between Hook Sets. I'm Jason Walter from In Through the Outdoors with my partner in slime, Kurt Underhill from the Fishing Crew.
Oh, we're leveling up. We got finger guns there.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to the gun show. Never mind. I'm not going there. Never mind. Okay, so real quick story about why Keith and Keith are on tonight, because I was out fishing with my buddy Louie. And he goes, you need to have somebody on like Keith Kavajecz or someone like that. And I'm like, yeah, great idea. Fantastic. So was it Sunday morning, I sit down and I've got my phone in my hand. And at some point, I got a notification that Keith was live. And I don't know if it was from the night before or whatever it happened to be. Uncle Lou, how do you do? And I'm like, wait a minute, I've got Keith's phone number. So I texted him and said, want to do Between Hook Sets at 7:00 Wednesday night. He answered me back right away, and boom, it happened. So anyway, just kind of a coincidental a fall of the dominoes, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll let him get into the story, but pretty unique what the Keith and Keith are doing here.
Right.
Is taking the Mississippi River down, and we'll let them kind of talk about it. And I believe they're live from some sandbar, Missouri.
Right on. Yeah, we just got set up. Actually, we run till about 6 every night, and we just got set up. You can see our clam shelter behind us there. We got some cook stoves. We got it all set up. Keith is actually down in the boat, kind of taking care of something else. So down there's the boat. But it's kind of cool down Mississippi, pretty much. If you can find an island with sand on it, and you can camp on it so far, I guess. So I keep asking ChatGPT, is this all right? And yeah, as far as I know, you're good. So nobody's kicked us off yet, any of the sandbars. So it's been really, I mean, it's really a nice place to camp. I mean, it's beautiful out here.
Yeah. So you guys, is Keith Kavajecz and Keith Poche? Am I saying that right? Because I've watched.
I think it's Poche.
Yep.
But I say Poche just to make fun of him, because you don't say my name, right? So what, it's kind of.
So you guys are taking a boat from the headwaters of Mississippi all the way down into the Gulf.
Well, kind of. From the headwaters down to Minneapolis, there's actually 12 dams that you can't go over or around. Okay. So we went up to the headwaters to visit it. Neither one of us had been up there, just to go up there, say we did it, walk across the Mississippi kind of thing, and just kind of spent the day up there. Then we went down to Brainerd, which is on what they call the upper Mississippi, part of that 12 pools kind of thing, and fished a day there, actually with a good friend of mine, Mike Simpson, who used to be within Fisherman, the producer for the PWT event. So he set us up, showed us some spots. We caught some fish there. And then the next day at noon on Friday, the lock number 1 down in Minneapolis opens up. It's a recreational lock, so it isn't open all the time. At noon it opened. We actually went through it from the south to the north. Then we ran all the way as far as we could, which is Anthony Falls Lock and Dam. And that's the furthest a boat can go up, because that lock is now out of service. So that's where we started. And then from there, we haven't taken the boat out at all. We actually made it now through all 27 locks, and we're down below St. Louis already, almost to Memphis.
I can't believe how quick it's gone. I honestly, I thought it was going to take longer.
Yeah, there was some days that didn't feel too quick. When you get stuck behind a couple barges, the barges in the upper part is just a real, not a pain, but you're trying to, you're all excited to get going. Then boom, you get behind a double, which means they've got 4 or 5 rows of barges, 4x3 or 4x5. So they got to go in and out of the lock a couple times just to get through. And you got to sit there for 2.5, 3 hours. That kind of puts a damper on the day. So, but we got pretty lucky with that. Like I said, that took about 5 days to get all the way through lock number 27 and get down into St. Louis.
Well, then it feels like that boat that you're in is pretty big until you end up next to a barge.
Yeah. Actually, Keith's boat. This whole trip was Keith's idea. So this is the boat he actually fishes bass tournaments in.
Okay.
It's a 19-foot aluminum boat with a flat bottom, because he loves to go what's called off the grid. So he goes back into places nobody else goes and finds fish. And he's actually had a really good career and has actually even won some tournaments this year already. So yeah, it's a little smaller boat than I'm used to. The flat bottom isn't exactly doesn't run the water like my deep V boat. But I tell you what, to get back into places like this and get really nice camp spots, there's no way I'd run my boat back here. Heck, he trims up, he jacks up, and off we go and rip across some shallow stuff and get to where we want to go. So it's been pretty much, there's trade outs on every boat, but we've done just great in his boat. So
honestly, Kurt, it looks like if they jacked up, trimmed up, they could probably navigate the upper end of the Morrow there into the mud, maybe help that guy out and get his boat out of the Morrow.
A little fun story is we've gotten stuck one time.
Really?
It was actually right outside of a marina in Dubuque. The buoys were first they marked the shallow spot and then they marked the deep spot. So we just kind of were slowly idling, and all of a sudden, whoop, up on top of this muck flat we go. And with that flat bottom on, it's just like suction down there. We couldn't push it off. Thankfully, a buddy of mine was already meeting us on the water to get us some stuff, and he pulled us off there pretty quick. But yeah, that's the only place we got stuck, not back in the boonies, not back off the grid, right in front of the marina in Dubuque. So
yeah, that's my luck too, right? Like not right there, right where everybody can see you.
Yeah. So anyway, we got out of there. We got out of there quick, a little embarrassed, and the tail tucked between our legs, and we got the heck out of there and gassed up somewhere else.
So I was thinking, or I was watching some of your lives. Is that a propeller boat, or has it got a jet on the back of it?
Oh no, it's a 150 Mercury on there. So, I mean, we actually had it going with the current today about 52 at times. So that's pretty fast. But a lot of it were maybe going 35 or so, not because we couldn't go faster, because it gets better gas mileage. He's only got about a 40-gallon tank in there, so that gives us, if we go a little slower, we can get all the way up to about 5 miles to the gallon, so we can get about a 200 range out of it. So some of the stretches here are a little hard to find some gas, especially as we get down here now. It's really hard.
Sure. So, yeah, you don't have any gas with you at all then, like a 5-gallon just in case?
We're so loaded up that just even carrying another 40 pounds of 5 gallons would be not really, and we haven't gotten close yet. Now, today was a little bit different. We actually are in what they call a fuel desert. So from the top of St. Louis, just above St. Louis is a gas stop, Elton Marine, I think, or something like that. From there all the way down to Memphis, 410 river miles, there is no public gas stops. So we had to have a guy, thankfully, one of his friends from a bass circuit or a tournament trail called the Ultimate Angler. Denny came down and met us at 2 different places today, actually, to fill us back up so we could run. And that's why we ran 310 miles today, because we didn't want him to have to hang around too long and, waste his time too. So we actually ran about 100 miles to this morning, gassed up, ran 160 miles, gassed up, and then somewhere else there was 50 in there. But yeah, we were running a long way today. It was 310 miles today. So a long day of running, but actually pretty quick, because now we have no locks. But the big thing you got down here is tremendous barge traffic. I mean, like every current corner you go around, here's another barge, and they're big barges. We up north, we get, like a 5 long by 3 wide.
Mm-hmm.
Well, down here, the biggest one we saw was 7 long by 6 wide. I mean, it's like double the size of our ones up north. And so they put up a heck of a wake and a heck of a standing wake behind them. I mean, some of them, when they go blasting upstream, the residual standing wave, as I call them, behind them can last 2 miles. So a lot of time today, we just had to slow down a little, ease over these pretty big, waves from the barges, and then we could get going again. Then we'd have to slow down. But it was like every 5-6 miles you did another barge. So lots and lots of barge traffic down here.
Wow. Again, take that for granted. You don't think about it that much, right? I suppose you weren't expecting that kind of traffic.
I think we were. I mean, Keith Poche is from down in Louisiana. So he's fished that lower part of Louisiana and the Mississippi, and kind of knew that there was a lot of barge traffic, and from a lot of people, that was their big warning. Oh, you guys got to, how can you go in that boat in these great big waves the barges throw off? Well, barges throw off a fairly big waves, but they're rolling. You just got to take your time going through them. You don't go crashing through them, and it's really not that big of a problem. So,
well, it's not a fishing tournament, so it ain't a speed race, right? Like the slow and steady wins in this scenario.
Right. Right. Well, we're always slow and steady, but I can tell when Poche gets a little tired. He gets a little heavy-handed on that throttle. He's ready to sit down, set up camp, have a little break before we do the live at night, and I can just tell he's ready at the end of the night. And I tell you what, so am I. It's a long day. I just don't sit there all day. He drives, but I spend the whole day posting and status updates, and we've been doing a couple lives during the day, and just trying to keep everybody informed how we're doing and where we are and what we're doing. So we got a pretty good following on this one. It's kind of fun.
Well, and it's a lot of work, all that social stuff. I'm guessing, especially sitting on the water, bouncing up and down, trying to type with. Are you a two-thumber or just a one-finger typer?
Oh, no. Mostly one. I reach across to get most of the letters. No, I'm not the fastest typer in the world, and a lot of the ones I'm actually not even typing. I'm actually editing the video together because some of the clips get pretty long. So I edit them down a little or add some, B-roll or whatever it takes to make it a nice video. So, and then we actually keep on. We have a website I'm kind of maintaining too as I go. It's called MRC, so Mississippi River Challenge, MRC2026.com. And on there, you can actually go on there. We've got a live clam helped us put together a location tracker, so you can actually watch our boat as it goes down the Mississippi. It updates about every minute. We have a status box there where I update it as something happens. Oh, we're stopping for gas. Oh, we're at lock 22. Oh, we're here. I try and update that quite a few times during the day. And then it's actually got a journal area where all of the social media that we've done is we list it there. So if you missed out part of what we did, you can just go in that journal, and you don't have to search through my Facebook or Keith's Facebook. You can just go to that journal and it'll pop you right back to where it was in Facebook or Instagram or wherever it is. So,
okay. So give us that web address again.
MRC, like Mississippi River Challenge. So MRC2026.com.
Okay.
So pretty simple one.
Yeah. MRC2026.com. Okay.
So you said it was Keith's idea to do this. Like what drives a guy to want to take the Mississippi all the way down and do this? And then what makes you think this is a good idea?
So the story on that is Keith, like I said, he grew up in Louisiana. He now lives in Alabama, but he grew up in Louisiana. He had fished the Mississippi quite a lot as a kid. He'd fished a lot, been around it a lot. And it was just always kind of a lifetime dream of his to see where this river came from. So he wanted to make this trip, and he's asked several people over the years, and they always kind of backed out. It is quite a time commitment with it, Mm-hmm. So then we were at a Berkeley meeting. They had a bunch of bass guys and a bunch of walleye guys in last fall over to their big corporate headquarters in South Carolina. And they had their meetings during the day and took us out for a nice dinner. But then, of course, we all ended up at the hotel bars at night to, solve the problems of the world and figure out all the good fishing stuff. But about 8 beers in, all of a sudden I was going down the Mississippi. So that's kind of how it happened. It's kind of how that works when you get in a bar and start fixing stuff. So
I wondered if you wouldn't have to blame Berkeley on that one, because I'm like, okay, I'm guessing you guys got together at a Berkeley event or because of Berkeley. Makes sense.
Yeah. We've kind of a little bit crossed paths in the past, different pro teams or whatever, but that was the first time we actually sat down, and even though it sometimes takes a little translation to figure out his Cajun.
Sure, right.
We got the plan, or maybe I didn't think. Maybe he was saying something, and I was just nodding my head, and all of a sudden I was going down the Mississippi. I don't know how it happened, but here I am, and I'm glad I did. We're having a great time. We get along. We have not had any arguments at all. We've sharing all the work, so it's been a good partnership.
Well, it's good that you guys can do all that and crap in a bucket and get along.
we don't need to go there, all right? It's a little different. Even just kind of taking a little bit of a shower in the Mississippi isn't always the most, it's not what I would call the cleanest river in all the world, especially where we're here right now. When we went past the Ohio River about 50, 60 miles ago, they had all kinds of storms last week up in Indiana, Ohio, and things like that. Well, all of that mud and all of the sticks and branches and everything is down here now. So Keith was dodging stuff all day, so we didn't hit too much wood while we were coming down. But we went rough camping it. The good news is tomorrow when we hit Memphis, Bass Pro Shops has the pyramid there. It used to be the old Grizzlies basketball stadium, and it's been converted into a Bass Pro Shop. And on the top rim of it, not way up, but on one level of it up top, they actually have the Big Cypress Resort, which has absolutely beautiful rooms. Me and my wife stayed there a couple nights one time. Beautiful rooms, and they've actually given us 2 for tomorrow night. So we're looking forward to probably some pretty long hot showers. We each get our own room and nice soft bed for one. So kind of looking forward. So we went a little further today so we could get there earlier so we could make good use of those rooms. But just want to thank Bass Pro for that because it's pretty much needed right now.
I've been down to that pyramid, and that's one cool place. I mean, you make sure you go to the top floor and go to the bar, right? I mean, the 2.5 minute elevator ride is insane, but it's
and it goes right up the middle of it, the middle. Right to the very peak. Yeah.
My wife would not go up it. She does not like heights, and it's all glass, so you look out through the webbing. And I was really good. My buddy lives in Memphis, and he took me there, and he goes, "Look down." And I'm like, look down, and went, "Whoa!" Like it took me a second to catch my bearings because you're going through all the webbing, and you get up to the top, and there's a great bar up there, a restaurant thing, but. It's so cool. Like in that Bass Pro, they have all the cypress trees. Like you look like you're in a cypress swamp.
Yeah.
You go around the corner, and they have boats sitting on water in the pyramid. So you have all the different boats. You walk out on docks and you get in the boats and they're actually sitting on water inside.
Right. No,
it is.
Super cool. And the story I heard on that down there is that Johnny Morris, the owner of Bass Pro, and Dance were sitting out in the Mississippi River. It's right on the Mississippi River, fishing for catfish. And Dance said, if I catch the next catfish, you got to buy that place and make it a Bass Pro. And he caught the next one, so there you go.
I was going to say that's kind of the story, because in the elevator ride, Bill Dance tells you a story going up and a story going down, and I remember it was over a catfish. Like he was telling the story that if we catch a catfish, you're buying that and turning it into a Bass Pro. So, but very cool, and what a cool place, and it's just crazy. You get up there and you look out and you see forever, but what an awesome deal. So we got a couple comments here. I've been saving. Somebody said should have bought an Iowa fishing license. You guys have fished some on this trip, correct?
We have, and we did. We both had. Well, he bought in Minnesota. I had Wisconsin, Minnesota. Then we bought an Illinois license because this is border water, and Illinois is a lot longer. So it covered all of Iowa. What we didn't cover up in Wisconsin, all of Iowa, all the way down here to Missouri. And right now, with the way the water looks, we probably won't fish now until we get down by his old stomping grounds. So I'll have to buy a Louisiana fishing license down there. But yeah, we've stayed legal. Everything's legal.
Lots of good catfishing. Some comment there, and then Chad Miller Fishing wants to know, between you two, who snores the loudest?
Snores? Surprisingly, either we're both so tired we don't realize it. Don't hear the other one or not. I mean, he sputters once in a while, but it ain't really snoring. I don't know. It might be Cajun snoring. I don't know, but it doesn't stop me from sleeping. So we're good. It's been a good partnership.
He's so Cajun, his snoring has an accent.
Yeah.
I don't suppose we can get a tour of the Clam Hotel there, can we? Or get a close up of it?
You can. Can I turn my camera around on this?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, do it. Yeah, that's fine.
How do you do that though?
Yeah, just turn your camera around and walk up to it. That's fine. Then when you get up there, turn it back. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's cool. We just want to get a look at it and a little bit closer look and see what it's all about.
This is a super cool shelter we've been using. This a new one, a Clam AYR, but basically it's inflatable. These pillars inflate, but you can feel how tough they are. There's like fibers running through them, so it's super tough. It makes a real sturdy shelter. Here's where all of our cook equipment, coolers. Here's old Poche sitting back relaxing after a long day. Wave up to them, Poche.
Is that Cajun Wave? That's it right there?
That's his bag. I actually sleep over here on a cot. I'm older, so I need a cot. So I didn't quite get time to set up before we got on. But here's where he's kind of setting up for us to do the live yet tonight, too. That's right, on our both of our Facebook pages. We put it on both of them. So, and then down on the river.
Supper tonight?
Here's the river. Here's the boat.
There's the boat. So what's for supper tonight then?
Supper tonight, I believe, is venison steak.
Oh.
And maybe my wife made some delicious chicken and rice.
Oh.
So that'll be the gourmet dinner we have tonight. Yeah, I brought some food along, not knowing what we do and stuff. We did catch enough fish for a couple of meals, but basically we're just gonna finish that up, and then we're going to go shopping while we're in Memphis, get a little bit more. But we don't think after Memphis, it's going to be about 850 miles down to Venice and the Gulf where we're going to end up. So we're thinking maybe a 300 day, a 250 day, and then a 200 day, and we'd be there. So
when you're done.
350, 250, maybe a little bit more each day. But we're probably going to try and, from Memphis, take 3 more days after Memphis to actually get down there. So it's actually only 750 because we'll put in 100 tomorrow to get to Memphis. So yeah, 300, 250, and then a 200. So we'll get there halfway reasonable time on whenever that is, 3 days from now. And then that'll kind of be the end of the trip. But Poche was nice enough to talk some buddies, and I'm actually going to go deep sea fishing out off of Venice, which I hear is unbelievable. So got to keep fishing, got to keep going, you know.
Yeah. Well, if you get to the grocery store, here you go. This is a great idea, snack idea. A little. This picture's Skippy. I prefer Jif, but Bar has got the bologna and the peanut butter sandwich. Great snack. You can put one in your back pocket, Keith. You can put it in your back pocket. You can smash it. You can flatten it. You can pull it back out. You can eat it. It's a piece of cake.
I was good with the peanut butter and jelly. Not so much with the lunch meat hot dog called bologna. Not too keen on that one. Actually, Poche is telling me I got to try Cajun food, and I'm not real big on spicy food, but I would eat Cajun before I ate a damn peanut butter, jelly, and bologna sandwich. All right?
No kidding. Yeah,
just to go on record with that.
Yeah, I'm with you. He gave me one day, and it was not good.
Well, you ask Keith if they've got Cajun flavored bologna, because if they do, I got to get me some.
Oh, I'm sure they got Cajun everything.
Yeah, right. You know? Yeah. I think I've got a picture of this is you doing taters, and we got little steaks or something there.
Those are, you know what Quick Trip is up north?
Oh yeah, right. Yep.
Quick Trip had $1 pork tenderloins bacon wrap for $1. So I was nice enough to buy Keith 2 and me 2. That's the kind of splurging I did for this trip.
Fantastic.
Yeah. American too. American dollars.
No kidding. Look at that. That's
quick
amazing.
Quick trip last night. Yeah, that was probably one of the best meals we had. I mean, those with the bacon on there and stuff, you know, I couldn't even overcook it, and it was good. So
So how I was going to ask for that clam shelter, have you experienced any weather? How does that new clam hold up compared to like
we had a little rain last night, but I tell you what, every night there's a billion bugs on the Mississippi down here. I mean, you can just almost start hearing them. They're starting to wake up right now. The first night we did our live thing outside, and real quickly we decided inside was the place to be. The netting on there is what they call no-see-em proof. So if you're from Florida, you know exactly what that is. These little chiggers that can go through about anything. And we have literally not had a bug on us. Maybe there was one little one flying around because when we were loading it up or, you know, had the door open. But we have not had any come in at night to bother us. The nice thing also, probably didn't see it real good, but the netting is like the whole side of the thing can come open. So you got full ventilation, and it's getting fairly warm down here.
Okay.
I imagine it's only getting down to about 75 at night. So when we first get in there, it can be a little bit warm, but even just the slightest breeze cools it right off. And if it does, like up when we were in Wisconsin, we did have some cold nights. You just zipper it up, and then they use the same insulated material that they use on the clam ice shelters. So kept us plenty warm. So yeah, we haven't had any kind of wind where we had to stake it down even. It's a heavy enough thing that it stays down, and we haven't had much rain at all. But like dense fog and dew and stuff like that up north we had, and never a drop on us. So
anybody
been fantastic. Fantastic.
Anybody stayed in the tent, bugs and weather are the worst two enemies, and sounds like so far that's held up for you. I just kind of the clouds behind you, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder what it's been like in that. And you obviously haven't experienced any weather on the water.
We had a little bit of rain up in Brainerd while we were fishing, but we've got rain suits. Actually, I think right now down here, a little rain as we were running might be a little nice just to cool things off a little bit. Because even though we're running, it's pretty warm out. So during the day when the sun comes out. So yeah.
So what, you guys planned this thing out starting last fall. What, did you guys talk a lot leading up to it? And is there anything you've encountered so far that was never on a game plan? Like, what do we do now? Or, what's going to happen here?
Well, we talked, that was last fall. And I want to say October, maybe we had that meeting. And I agreed to go. The problem was I hadn't quite talked to my wife yet about doing this. Because a lot of times with my schedule, she kind of takes September. That's kind of her month, right? So we got looking at schedules, and the only time he was done tournament fishing, I was done with the events and tournaments I had was this, end of August into September timeframe. And it took me, I believe, till after Christmas before I actually broached the subject with her. So we didn't spend a lot of time on the phone talking about it till about probably in January sometime. And I finally texted and said, I talked to her, and she was good with it. My wife's wonderful. And I finally texted her and I said, hey, we're on. So then the planning started. We tried to get a few good sponsors to help us with the expenses, which we did. Plano, Power Pole, Clam, missing one. He's got a couple. We would talk Marine and Precision Sonar and American Sports Fishermen and the guy we met today. I should remember the name of it. The guy who runs the tournaments. But anyway, they all got in, helped us out, each one of them different ways, either with equipment or with Lawrence's helping us out or with some money to help pay for the gas and things like that. So we got that put together pretty quick. About 2 weeks before we left, I started thinking, God, we really should have a website to track all of this, to get a live tracker and all that. So amazingly enough, I went on ChatGPT and I asked it, hey, can we build a website to track this trip? And of course, its answer is sure. And I spent about, I swear, 12 to 15 hours talking to it, and it built the whole website. It was amazing. I'd never seen it. I'm a programmer, but it would just take me 3 or 4 months to build the website we have out there with the databases behind it and all that. It was amazing. So I got that done pretty quick, and it's been a good deal because people can actually see much more information about what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I didn't hear you say the website before, so in the lives and things, I guess I wasn't able to catch the whole thing, so I'm excited to go check out the website.
So
we actually had on there too a contest where we had 11 checkpoints, and so people guessed the time we would reach each one. Like every 5 locks we had a checkpoint. Every like the Arch up in St. Louis, like Memphis is one at the Bass Pro. So we had 11 of these, and they could guess the time, and it's actually keeping track of who did the best job of guessing them. Oh. They get like some grand prizes, some really nice prizes from Plano and Power Pole and a bunch of other people, all of our sponsors pretty much. But then each time we run it through a checkpoint, there's a checkpoint winner whoever guesses the closest time. And I swear to you, every checkpoint, I think we went through 8 now out of the 11. everyone has been within 10 minutes. Somebody has
Really?
guessed it when we pull up like into a dock, an exact time. So been kind of a fun contest. If people still want to join, there's a few left, and we do give away prizes for every checkpoint too. So you can still get in and try and guess. I think the next one below Memphis you can guess. I think New Orleans maybe, and then of course the last one is the Red Buoy, Southern Buoy out in the Gulf. We're going to actually run out into the Gulf a little ways with his boat to call it the end of the trip. So we will literally have taken the Mississippi all the way you can from lock number 1 all the way down to the Gulf.
So
impressive, really impressive.
Have you ran into anything that in all your talks that you haven't, that you guys like, wow, we never expected that coming?
Not, I can honestly say not really. I mean, there's a few little things with camping that we wish we had, I got 2 cots for us from Bass Pro, and I told him Keith right away, you're going to want this cot. No, I don't want to take the weight because they're a little bit heavy. And he was real concerned about weight in his boat, and I understand why. But being the age I am, I'm like, I'm taking a cot. I'm guessing he doesn't want to admit it yet, but I'm thinking he wanted a cot. I really am.
There might be one after tomorrow's stop, is what you're saying?
No, there won't be. I can hear the sunset we got tonight.
Oh, ooh, that's awesome.
So he's actually looking out across the sandbar and out over the main channel of the Mississippi. So
is there something else camping down there, or what it looks like? Or is it logs or trees or something on the sand?
Those are just old logs sitting up here on the sandbar.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got no company. We had one of the places we stopped, we had a tremendous pack of coyotes kind of across the little channel we were back on, not on the big channel. So it was a little spooky that night. They were really letting her rip. There's probably 40, 50 of them. So
wow.
So when you obviously you drove over and met him in Minnesota, how much stuff did you prepare to pack that you didn't take?
Not too bad. I mean, like I said, we left the cot and we left I actually had a clam heater along, thinking it might get cold up in Wisconsin for him. And we don't need that. So not terrible amount. I mean, we did condense it a little bit more. So things that we were worried about getting wet could fit more in his compartments. And then we have 2 of these plain old Go Now boxes that are waterproof. So we kind of got everything we needed, kind of tucked into that. And then some of the compartments have, things like the cot and some chairs and things like that if they did get wet, it wouldn't be a big deal. But really, we've had no rain, so it hasn't been an issue.
Been pretty lucky that way. How about snacks and stuff like Snicker bars, Mountain Dew, any of that goofy stuff?
I actually packed pretty healthy, oranges and granola bars. And then Bass Pro gave us a whole bunch. They've got a tremendous selection of teriyaki jerky and regular smoked jerky and sticks and things. Brought a bunch of those along, but after a while, every time we'd stop for gas, old Poche would want a Snickers bar or want this. Of course, if he's having one, I got to have one. And
right on.
Pretty soon we were having ice cream at them, and it's probably good we just got gas out of the cans today to kind of get back on track, being a little bit healthier. But we snack all day. I mean, a lot on that, just those teriyaki, like jerkies and stuff like that. So
sure.
And an orange a day. Every day I make him eat an orange, and I eat one. So got to stay healthy.
Keeps the doctor away, they say.
Yeah, that's what a cool trip. What a very, very unique trip. I had some friends in Pierre here quite a few years ago. Took a pontoon from Three Forks, Montana to Pierre one summer. They got a YouTube out about it, and it was very interesting. It took them about 2 weeks, and then the next year they went from Pierre to St. Louis, and they sold they traded the pontoon for a car in St. Louis instead of
That's kind of a cool trip down to Missouri. I mean, that's pretty. We crossed the Missouri today. We went yesterday up in St. Louis. It's way smaller than you would think coming into here. It's just not very wide at all. But we saw that, and I was kind of wanted to see that because, of course, I fished the reservoirs up there quite a bit. So, that was kind of a cool.
With all your years of fishing, you've done a lot of things up in the upper Mississippi. So this is probably all newer water to you, coming down a lot of this southern stuff.
I've only been down as far as some of the pools in Iowa. Like I would say maybe 13 or 14 was as low as I've ever gotten, down by like the Quad Cities and stuff. That might be even 15. But yeah, so there's still a bunch of locks after that, all the way out to 27. So, and what was interesting is before this trip, I never really realized it, living in the upper part up north, that the locks end at St. Louis, above St. Louis. There is no locks down here. It's a free flowing river. And what's really interesting is it zigzags like it's a young river. I mean, it's back and forth and big, horseshoe bends in it. And you just wouldn't think of that down here. You'd think it'd just be big and wide, but it's actually been so far really, really a pretty river down here, except for the dirty water, the muddy water. But the shoreline is beautiful. Yeah, it's very nice down here.
Yeah, my buddy said that when the worst part of they had so much fun on the first trip, the northern half, but once they got past Yankton, they were past all the dams on the Missouri River system. Then he goes, it was just like a canal, like like he goes, it was just. He goes, the second half of the trip burned us out. The following year, they decided to take jet skis from Three Forks, Montana to Pier, and they did that too. So they're kind of nuts, but.
Yeah, I've been asked if I would do it again, and I said, hell no. There's a lot of boat time just sitting there, and and it's nice to see the first time, but it wouldn't be nearly exciting. I think it'd be great for other people to do it, but now that you do it once, I mean, the locks are kind of grinding on you after a while. Going past all the barges is kind of grinding after a while, and I did it once. That'll be enough,
Yeah,
I think once is enough. Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay,
I think next year you two make a perfect couple coming down here, right?
Yeah. Oh boy, would we make a couple? All right.
Yeah. You can get ripping down here, and you can do it yourself. So
he will try to convince me to eat peanut butter and bologna every day, and it won't happen, and it'll be a bad deal.
I can't blink it fast enough.
Yeah.
Maybe the Cajun would like a peanut butter and bologna, but no.
He probably would. I pretty much have not been able to give him anything he hasn't eaten. So
really?
Oh well, today we had 3-day-old roast beef sandwiches. We got some lady made us some upriver somewhere. We ate half of them, and we pulled them out today, and they were a little soggy from being in the ice. I wolfed mine down. He kind of gave it a couple bites, and that was enough for him. So yeah, we're roughing it, right? We can eat old.
Yeah, right. That's what it's all about.
That's something.
Hey guys, so pretty quick here. I gotta get ready for our live thing and some other stuff. So
two things.
You got some final questions? That'd be great.
I've been holding this since the championship starts this weekend. Who's going to win the championship?
Oh, the young Schilling kid. Yeah, Bo's going to win that. His buddy he runs with lives up there, and Bo's on a terror, and he's really, really, really good at forward facing, and it'll just line right up for him. So that's who I'd pick.
Yeah. And then
hard to go against him.
Our last question we're going to ask you, we ask everybody, and this is probably going to be a really hard one for you. We call it the Mount Rushmore. So give me 4 people you would like to spend a day in a boat with. They could be
4 people I'd like to spend a day in the boat with.
Yeah. And that's going to be a hard question for you because there's not many you haven't.
Well, and actually I don't fish with a lot of the guys, but I'd love to spend the day in the boat with Johnny Morris. I mean, owner of Bass Pro, and just to, I've met Johnny several times and know him fairly well, but just to go fishing with him, it would be fun. I'd like to go fishing with Dance, just to say I did it. Not many people have gotten to build Dance. On the walleye, and we did a show once together.
Getting a little far away from the Starlink, I think.
We're kind of losing.
I mean,
we heard Bill dance.
Yeah, I was just saying that the dance, and then I said there's this guy called Chasing Walleye that I've heard about, but he's not on the list. He's not on the list. So.
No, God, no.
There's so many great guys. I haven't got to spend a day in the boat with Kevin Van Dam. I like Kevin. We've known each other a lot of years, but we never fished together. I'm trying to think of somebody good on the walleye side. I'd love to go fishing with some of these forward-facing guys. Tommy Wynn, Bo, just to watch them do it. I know how to do it, but I don't know how to do it like they know how. So just to spend a day with, I think Tommy Wynn probably on top because he probably do a better, spend a little more time explaining it. But I've known Bo since he was 5 or 6 years old. We used to stay out at the resort at Itasca, him and his dad, Chad, and I really like the family. So, yeah, Bo would be another one I go with. I'd probably put Bo even over Bill Dance. So,
yep.
There you go.
Well, that's it. Hey, okay, one more favor. Just yell to Poche and say, ask him Corey or Chris in Bucket A. Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing starts tomorrow morning with the tournament.
Corey or Chris? Bassmasters tomorrow. Who do you pick, Corey or Chris? Pick one.
What do you think?
I don't know. He's on the phone with somebody else.
So okay.
I can't get him to shake loose.
We better let you go. So. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Thanks.
There you go. All right, guys. Glad we can get together.
Take care. All right. Take care. Thank you.
See you.
All right. We'll see you.
Well, we're going to read this one out here. Yep. So we went from Omaha to St. Louis for 7 years. Did it for Make-A-Wish. Never left the water. Slept on the. Wow, that's very cool. Yeah.
Slept on the river. Carried gas and food with. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And Felby commented here. See you fellas this weekend if anybody has time for some pasture pool. Yep.
You know what? Might make a little time for that. I know Casey wants to do it. And then, do you have a 34 deucer that you need to let me use or something? Because you know what? Here, real quick before we go, not that. And here again, okay. I'm learning that don't give opinions when you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? Because I'm simply going by the description of the LV42 and the LV44. Okay, so you go by the description and the explanation, and I'm like, well, you got to go with the 42. Well, it sounds like the 42 is not even a question. You go right to the 44 if you want it, but if you watch the videos, and there are a ton of guys out there doing the comparisons, and it's truly amazing, I'm sticking with the 34 right now. I'm not spending money on the 44.
I had a conversation with the guy today.
Okay.
About this very thing, and he talked to another gentleman that said the 42, once you get it dialed in,
is amazing. I'll bet.
Amazing. Okay. So, but and that's what I'm learning from the people people I've talked to is it's not like setting up your 34, right?
Right.
So you have to figure out the settings, and once you get the settings dialed in, it's awesome.
Yeah, there's more power. I guess I really want to see it in person, but at this juncture, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to spend the money because I'm going to wait until they do the first update. We'll see if things change because I'm just hearing too many weird things with the 42 and the 44. The 34, I mean, that's dialed in, right? I mean, it's just, it works. It works very well. So I'm sticking with the 34. So Phelps, bring your deal.
There's your answer.
There we go.
We do have a work question for you, so you can.
A real question: 6 to 10 radio switch to talk radio shitty songs. Any recommendations? What? Switch to 6 to 10 a.m. 1300 or 101.9 KOLY. I mean. Or here's the other one. If you're in Pierre, 100.1, the Eagle, 10 to 2.
Yeah. You can hear the Jason Walters every day on the radio.
Every day on the radio.
But yeah, so this weekend coming up, the Brawl registrations are open till tomorrow night at midnight. Looking like about the same amount of teams from last year, that 40 to 50 mark. And it's going to be a good time. The fishing has been okay. I mean, it hasn't been great, but that's like Oahe in end of August, and there are some big ones out there. So it's going to be interesting. And we got the championship this weekend, the final Bassmasters Elite this weekend. The championship, from what I'm seeing, is going to be tough. From what I'm watching on the NWTs, every guy's commented that the fishing's tough, and they're in the same boundaries as the North Dakota Governor's Cup, but it's a very tight window for most of these people.
I think that's the one thing that we're forgetting about when we talk about the fact that all these guys are great, right? All the guys that are great, they're great, but everybody can be great when the fish are biting. But when the fish aren't biting and things are, just not perfect, I think the weather, hard to tell. We're a week away. If they'd have had the weather we had this week with a little bit of wind and steady temperature,
it starts tomorrow.
Oh crap! That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow. Yeah. Isn't that something?
So I mean, you think about it's fishing. I, as a tournament director, my guys will hang me for saying this. I like a tough bite.
I don't mind it.
I prefer to watch a tough bite play out than a slam fest, right? Like it to me, it shows who's going to figure out that water and be better on it, right? And that's ultimately what you're doing as a tournament. And it really, frankly, it doesn't matter if it's if it doesn't. If it's 20 pounds to win or if it's 60 pounds to win, they're fishing the same stuff. So we do have a couple comments here. James Campbell Jr., it takes a long time to learn. Yeah, I'm thinking you're talking about the LVS 42.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Pitlick said that's the second half of the day. So it's 13. What is it? 13.
1,300 and 101.9 KOL. Yep.
And James says Tom for 3-time championship. He's going to be. I mean, he knows that. So I'm not familiar. Is Beulah Bay out of the boundaries?
No, I believe it's still in the boundary.
Okay.
Because I don't think they're going all the way to the beacon. I don't think they're going all the way to the turn, right, where you head up north toward
I've heard it's 14 miles one way or 15 miles one way and 12 the other or something. 15 miles to the west and 12 to the east or something that you got.
So where are they going out of?
Right out of Garrison is one.
So right out of Garrison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now you got me kind of curious here. So we're going out of Garrison. I'm going to go from the dam to, because I don't know how far it is from the dam to the beacon. Okay. Oh heavens. Yeah. That's 40 miles. So they're not going there. So Renner Bay, Beaver Bay. I don't even know if they're going to go that far then. So Beulah Bay from is okay that I'm doing this. That yeah. I mean, I'm looking down on my thing. I'm just trying to.
I'm gonna see if the North Dakota Governor's Cup has something on their page.
So it's 30 miles from the dam to Beulah Bay. So if they've got even tighter water than that, that's amazing. I didn't realize that it was going to be that tight.
It's 15. Like I said, it's the same boundaries as the
Gov Cup.
The Gov Cup. Let's see here. Here we go. You can read that one. I'll see if this says it here.
Let's see. Heard several guys say the Masters Walleye Circuit last weekend. Don't waste money on the 42 or 44. Okay, Don. And then that's what I'm hearing right now too. It's crazy. And by the way, congratulations to Max and Rob Korth, right? Because I think Rob was kind of a sit-in for Max, and that's the crazy thing. And I've heard Max say it, so I'll say it out loud. He can win a Masters Walleye Circuit, but he can screw up a National Walleye Tour tournament with the best of them. 15 miles.
Here's tournament. Fishing is permitted in the areas east of West Point of Beulah Bay to the north and on the north shore, an imaginary line straight across to the south shore of the east point of Expansion Bay, and stretches east to Highway 83 as the eastern boundaries of the tournament.
Really? Okay, yeah, because you got Beulah, you got Renner, you got Expansion. So they're Beulah Bay, the west mouth, a west point of Beulah Bay is the western boundary then to the dam.
West point of Beulah Bay on the north shore is what that's the North Dakota Gov Cup, and they say they're basically the same boundaries, if not the same boundaries. So,
wow. Okay, so that's you don't even get to fish the pump house then.
Yeah,
Berthold Bay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I never really realized, because we're always doing the Gov Cup when they're doing the Gov Cup, and I'm not paying attention to the boundaries on that particular one.
And they have 250 in that. And there's only 40 going out in this. So, but yeah, it's going to be. I heard the MWC. They said good weekend last weekend over there for that. I don't want to get into too much, but I've heard big things coming in the walleye world. Big changes, I should say, in the walleye world for next year is what it's sounding like. So hopefully we get some insight on that this weekend. Yeah. What the NWT looks like for next year, what the 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, whatever they go to for invite, what the entry fee is going to be. And I really think there's a couple things, I know they've extended to 80 already. And then I don't know what the end number, the 80 pros will get in. I don't know what the end number is going to be, but the $1 million question is what's the entry fee going to be?
Yeah, right. Well, and here again, that depends on whether it's 80, 100, or 125.
Yeah, and if let's just say if they went to a $4,000 entry fee from 2,000, what does that do to the 80 guys that sign up? How many of them guys are going to stay in there?
Well, 40 of them are going to be there for sure, because that's what they do, right? Maybe 60, because that's what they do. But no, I'm 30 to 40 are going to do it no matter what, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Because they know they also have a chance, right? They're competitive, they're relevant, they know what they're doing, and they're gonna go for the win. But then the rest, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Here again, I'm not going to make I'm not going to give a total opinion, because I don't really freaking know.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I'm just deciding, let's just sit there and let everybody else talk, and you listen to what they say, and then, don't have, because I don't know, you think you want to know what you're talking about. You think you want to know, you think you want to give advice. I think I'll just shut up.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm going to stop talking, though.
No, but you ask the pointed questions and you listen. And like I said, I've had lots of conversations over the last couple of weeks about a lot of different fishing, the MWC, the NTC, the NWT. And I'm not going to say any of the things that I've heard or we've talked about, because it's all hearsay. It's all rumors at this point. So we're just going to leave it at what it is until we find out from what it, where it is. And then we can break it down on the show, get some pros on, talk to them a little bit. And it'll be, like I said, it's going to be really interesting on where the future of the sport goes. One way or another, I think it's from what I'm hearing, it could change the future of the sport. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but it could, obviously going to the invite only changes kind of the structure of it. We wouldn't have a Jason Stahl champion, we wouldn't have these guys that have won these ones around here. So, so Pitlick's got a couple things here. He commented, he says, to those fishing the brawl, maybe try an Alabama rig around fantasy. Yeah. I don't know why an A rig wouldn't work for the old walleyes. So, and anyway,
always take Johnston and A. Yeah, Scott, thanks. That's really damn good advice. Thank you very much. I appreciate your wisdom.
I got to get my lineup set here, so I haven't even looked. I didn't know I was going to take Chris and Corey, but figured they'd be both in bucket A. So
same bucket.
It's going to be interesting, and I believe it's a scoping event. I've heard.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I'm so far behind. I can't take a Johnston. I have to take a chance that Drew Cook or somebody is going to beat them so that I gain points, which whatever, it doesn't matter. But if I want to win $250 this weekend,
you're swinging.
I got a dark horse. I've got to swing for the fence no matter what. And I am really bad at swinging for the fence. You know what I'm saying to you? Ouch. Yeah, there you go.
I didn't know they had a bucket Z.
Yeah, no, he's talking Patrick Walters. I'm sure he's talking Patrick Walters. Yeah, no.
So so give me a good weekend. A lot of tournaments going on. We're going to be coming live to you from like we always do. Gonna have fun at the Brawl Prime Rib on Friday night. Can't wait. Been working on some details on that, so it's going to come all together. Rules meeting down at the Isaac Walton League in Pierre, launching out of Spring Creek Wing and at Spring Creek this coming weekend for the Fall Brawl. And 5:30 doors open for registration. 6:30 will be our prime rib dinner. Calcutta and rules meeting to follow for those interested in the brawl, and get signed up. Still time, and $5,000 added money from First National Bank of Sioux Falls. I mean, 40 teams last year paid $9,000 to win.
Here we go.
And paid 10 spots. So it's a good little event. So make sure you guys get signed up. It's still time, and get one last in for the year, and we'll sail off 26 for the fishing season and start planning. I mean, 27 is going to be here before we know it. And,
went too fast.
We'll be on our 4th year. It'll be our 4-year anniversary come April 27.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, right. Which honestly, it feels like it should be our 6th or 7th. I don't know why. But it'd be 4 years.
Sometimes it feels like 6 or 7. Sometimes it feels like we started this thing yesterday. Yeah,
some days I honestly do. And with that, thank to everybody that watches. Yes. Because I'm surprised. This isn't about a fame thing. Who wants to be famous? With fame or whatever it is, it's a pain in the ass. You meet these guys that are famous. I'm like, I couldn't handle it. Anyway, the whole point is just to have a conversation and share content. For the most part in the walleye fishing world, you get great stuff like Keith, and I was kind of hoping that Keith Poche would come on and chat a little bit, but that's fine. Kavajecz did a great job. It was fun to have him on. And if Bo wins another one, is he going to be on the show? Damn straight. If Bo wins another one, is he going to be on the show again? Damn straight. I mean,
every event has its own story, right?
Yeah, right.
There's a story to every event, and that's what we like to tell and show. And and we get comments. There's great times to have Keith on, or a great time to have Bo on. It's not that we want to make one person famous on the show. We like to tell everybody's story. And there's some nights we have, I don't think we've talked about lately, but we're like, we're just gonna phone this one in, or we got a dud show and it blows up on us, and for that matter, go back and look at some of our old ones. Right. When we started this thing, when we had Greg Waldner on, the CEO at that time of Northland Tackle. I mean, we've had Trey McKenney on. We've had some big names on the show over how many ever. We should have put numbers on our episodes when we started this thing.
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess we could actually do the math on it, though.
Yeah. I mean, we know we started in April sometime we don't know exact date in April, but a crazy idea turned into 4 years later. And I remember Googling what's a podcast, how long, the average podcast lasts 7 episodes. And here we are. So Pitter said, and just no Pike Masters. And he said, Pitter wants to be on. We could probably get into some interesting conversations about the southern end of Lake Oahe with Scott Pitlick. Grew up here, spent a lot of time, and he knows how to catch the pike and bass. And he, at one point, he knew how to figure out fancy fishing, because I believe he won the overall package one year from Tackle Warehouse and got to go fishing with somebody. And I think it was Bassmaster, maybe it was MLF, but he got to spend a day or a trip with somebody and got a whole bunch of stuff for being the number one guy in the nation for bass for fantasy.
That's too cool.
Yeah. Yep. So,
I remember for a couple of years, I think the last time I did Drain the Lake, I was number 9. But that was back when I could actually do the fantasy fishing thing. I could actually figure it out, and I was in the 96 to 99 percentile, just the way it was, And I guess I'm just getting old and don't know how to do it anymore.
Well, I think you're fantasy fishing right now. Bobby, MLF, you won it.
MLF twice.
You got to fish with Bobby Lane.
Bobby Lane.
Yep.
Dang.
I think just like a golf game, your fantasy game, you got the yips.
Yep.
You got the yips. You'll get out of it. You're in your own head about it. You'll figure it out, and you'll get back on a roll one of these days. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in every week.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
With us, and look forward to continuing to do this for many more episodes to come. And thanks, guys, every week for tuning in. And we're at that hour mark. So
we are. Appreciate you. Thank you. Out.